Should I always lower my pride?
Definitely.
Di ba, wag ka pa matalo.
Depende kung lalaki or babae yung nagtatanong. Hi everybody, I'm Coach V, Vanessa Antonio.
I'm Christian Valencia and I'm 32 from Makati City.
My name is Angeline. Currently in a 3-year relationship with my partner and we live together.
I've been through a lot of relationships na rin, and even my friends, they always called me para pag-usapan yung love life nila.
What to do or asking what's wrong with the relationship. It's very different kasi if we live together na.
I think that's also the reason why I come up with the podcast, which is experience ng isang tao, even my experience as well. So we kind of talk about it and what we have learned from that experiences.
So people know me as the founder of Singles Events Manila. So we believe kasi na kapag tinuro mo yung dating tips based on science, mas effective yon kesa sa magturo kami ng tips based on our personal experience.
In my perspective kasi, people are always different. Kailangan lang magka-jive kayo sa trip niyo sa buhay.
Sabi nila, this is actually based on research. There are 2 types of people na naniniwala sa relationship. Yung isa daw is destiny, mindset. Ito yung mga naniniwala na there's someone out there for me. Pag may nakilala sila, tapos paningin nila is hindi fit dun sa ini-imagine nila, hindi na nila pinipursue yun into a relationship. While the second type of people is ito naman naniniwala sa growth mindset. They feel na kapag nakahanap sila ng okay naman, maglalagay sila ng effort and work sa relationship, they transform that person into they're the one.
What can I do to keep the passion alive in a long-term relationship? Feeling ko kasi dahil long-term relationship na siya, madami na silang nagawa together, like travel, eat together and everything.
Yung nawawala kasi dyan, yung thrill of the unknown.
That is expected. Actually, it's gonna be boring. Kasi lalo na pag nasa long-term relationship kayo, magkikita mo rin talaga siya as roommate, as friend. Lalo na pag busy kayong dalawa and you're both working.
And so, what's beautiful about the relationship is pwede kang gumawa ng environment para bumalik yung thrill. Such as, ito yung sinasabi nila, na kailangan yung gumawa ng something na hindi nyo ginagawa before, na masaya kayo both.
If you have something in mind, baka bet mo to. Or baka gusto mo gawin to, something like that.
It could be in a form of material things like gifts, or it could be just a simple na getaway, na parang you surprise each other.
Something na magpapabilis ulit physically ng pintig ng puso nyo. Kasi merong tinatawag na misattribution of arousal. Yun daw yung kapag kinakabahan ka, kahit dahil sa horror movie or kahit dahil sa isang incident, na may misattribute mo yun sa kasama mo. So feeling mo, yung kasama mo yung nagpapabilis ng takbo ng puso mo.
Parang nandun pa rin yung passion and nandun pa rin yung mga kilig moments. Kasi feeling ko yun yung nawawala eh. And I think that's something that you need to have in a relationship, especially if it's a long-term relationship.
A relationship without passion, para siyang nagiging platonic na lang. Parang friends na lang. Main ingredient yung passion, hindi naman ibig sabihin na passionate kayo all the time. Do something exciting together. And most importantly, do something na masaya kayong dalawa in a relationship.
Aside from communicating, is there any way to work relationship out?
If you guys have different love languages,
Personality and goals in life.
Magkaiba pala kayo eh. Bakit ano kayo? Kahit nga magkaibigan lang eh, dapat nga meron kayong in common nun, lalo na pag magjowa kayo.
this is really tough kasi based on science, yung compatibility is a big part. Ibig sabihin, pareho kayo ng goals in the future. Pero dapat naiintindihan nyo at alam nyo yung love language ng isa't isa and willing kayo mag-adjust.
Lalo na kung big deal sa'yo yung love language, big deal sa'yo yung personality or yung goals in life, kailangan ilapag mo muna yung non-negotiables mo.
So if you are very different in each aspect, you will have to ask kung hanggang kailan kayo willing mag-adjust for love.
Kasi paano mo malalaman kung di ka magtatanong? Hindi naman pwede maghulaan lang kayo palagi.
Kailangan mo kasi matutunan yung isang tao eh. Ano bang gusto niya? Ano ba yung hilig niya? Yung passion niya? Kailangan mong i-analyze sometimes.
Pero kapag naging different kayo, yung views nyo sa pagpapamilya, paano kung yung isa gusto mag-anak, yung isa ayaw, then magkakaroon ng friction yung relationship. So kahit pa perfect match kayo, it's a sign of incompatibility. So how can you work through that? Alamin mo kung ano yung driving force ng taong yan. What makes that person happy? And then see if you could give that person. Because if you cannot give it, baka meron pang mas may match sa kanya. But ultimately, naniniwala ako na love is a decision, not just an emotion.
Is the relationship worth fighting for when everyone disagrees with your relationship?
Baka you need to change your circle of friends.
ultimately, relationship nga is kayong dalawa lang naman yan.
I mean, ikaw naman nagmamahal hindi ibang tao.
Kasi nakakabahala din siya eh. Like, everyone disagrees, but I think it's worth fighting for, but you should evaluate it first. Lalo na kung self-aware kayo sa mga bagay-bagay.
And at the end of the day, ikaw pa rin naman talaga yung masusunod. Yung mga ibang tao, they are just there because they're very concerned about your relationship.
But, nako, there are a lot of stories wherein it's useful to listen to the advice and comments of your family and friends who really cares for you.
Because sometimes they see the red flags na hindi mo nakikita just because you love that person. You're blinded with love.
Because when we are in love, yung brain natin, puno siya ng love chemical na nagiging blinded tayo. So, totoo yung love is blind. So, sometimes hindi natin nakikita yung mga sitwasyon rationally. So, you have your eyes, which is yung mga friends and family mo na nagmamahal sa'yo. So, listen to them.
Buksan mo yung mata mo, not just your heart. Baka hindi mo nakikita. Kaya siguro nag-disagree yung mga tao because red flag na talaga yun. At the end of the day, baka pag pinush mo pa, ikaw yung kawawa. Because doon mo marirealize na red flag pala siya.
Should I always lower my pride?
Definitely.
Di ba, wag ka pa matalo.
Depende kung lalaki or babae yung nagtatanong.
Check mo din kung palagi na lang ikaw nag-lower ng pride. At saka check mo din kung palagi mataas yung pride mo.
Because when you think of pride, parang medyo nare-relate siya sa parang very masculine traits. Now, when it comes to pride kasi, you just see the world in your own lens.
Laging may isang taong hindi nagpapatalo, minsan nagtataasan ng ego. Pride kasi ang naging one reason kung bakit lagi nag-aaway ang magka-partner.
Pag nagkakaroon ka argument, you should not take it so personally. Sometimes it's coming from something else. It's not about you always. Sometimes it's the environment, the work, the family.
Kapag mas importante sa'yo yung relationship than the argument, I think it will save you a lot of time and energy if you just lower your pride.
Kailangan niya i-cool down yung bagay-bagay and then try to communicate and pakinggan ang bawat isa.
And then, kapag kalma na siya, ka muna i-communicate kung ano din yung mali niya. Give in, and then kapag kalma na yung partner mo, that's when you communicate na, you know what, I give in because I love you, but eto din yung mga kailangan natin i-work on sa'yo.
How to tell your partner that he is unintentionally gaslighting you?
Tell them directly because a lot of people gaslight their partner without even realizing it.
Pag unintentional kasi, kahit anong gawin mo, mahirap mong intervention ng di self-aware kasi.
People gaslight to protect themselves and some are doing it intentional. Pero yung iba kasi it's just their instinct. It's their like protective mechanism. So one of the ways to tell them is just so you know, that's gaslighting, my love.
Sabihin mo lang naman na this is coming from a place of love. You don't want your partner to feel that they are stupid, that they don't matter. I feel like you should ask, ano bang nararamdaman mo nun? Ito yung kasing ginawa mo eh.
At saka dito rin papasok yung sandwich method. Parang isa-segue mo siya. Pwede mo sabihin yung mga positive characteristics ng isang tao and then bigla mo sasabihin yung negative. Like for example, yung unintentionally gaslighting and then ibabalik mo sa kanya yung good thing para i-handle yung ganong situation.
Kasi hindi ka nila papakinggan. Sino bang may gustong pakinggan ng taong ini-invalidate yung feelings mo at making you stupid? Wala.
I believe na in relationships, you should be the master of your partner's thinking. And most ultimately, alam mo kung yung nagpapasaya tsaka what make them feel loved. What can I do to support both my partners and my own growth? One thing na important here is you have to prioritize your goals and dreams muna before your partners.
Kasi sometimes yung gusto mong growth, minsan hindi siya pwedeng sumabay, minsan kaya niya sumabay, di ba?
Pwede namang moral support lang eh. Kahit hindi siya financial, just being there is a huge support na. Baka gusto mo rin kasi the same. Yung treatment na gusto mo ibigay sa partner mo, sana binibigay din sa'yo. Parang gusto mo equal lang yung support mo sa sarili mo at saka sa growth din ng partner mo. I think that's not possible.
Because if you feel like you're failing in your life, you will also look at your partner's life. Either pag iigitan mo siya or baka mahila din siya sa'yo.
Ang tanong kasi dyan, masaya ka ba? Na inuunan mo yung ibang tao kaysa sa sarili mo? Sometimes kasi you need to weigh as well.
Ang mangyayari kasi noon, kapag super supportive ka sa partner mo, tapos hindi mo naasikaso yung sarili mo, you will ask a lot from your partner at baka sumbatan mo pa siya. Para walang sumbatan, make make sure that you're doing things not out of fear, but out of love.
Kung masaya ka na ikaw yung nauuna, then go for it. Kung masaya ka na ibang tao ang nag-grow before you, then go for it. As long as everyone's happy, then I think it's fine naman.
Alam nyo, betterment nyo yung dalawa pag magsusuportan kayo ng growth nyo sa isa't isa. Kahit ano pa klaseng growth yan.
Yung partner mo, hindi siya dapat hindrance sa iyong growth. That's always the rule. Dapat support system lang din siya.
So help yourself and then help your partner.
How can I make my partner feel more appreciated and loved on a daily basis?
Is always just being there. Kahit hindi nila na-feel yung love mo. It's the thought that counts.
The goal ultimately is to do one kind gesture for your partner every day. So if you want to make them feel loved and appreciated daily, you start with, alam mo ba yung love language ng partner mo?
For me, kailangan kompleto yan. Kahit hindi siya sobrang bongga, para ma-feel naman niya na appreciated siya and loved siya on a daily basis.
Because if you don't know their love language, kahit pa everyday, timplahan kita ng kape. If yung love language mo naman is hindi acts of service, yung receiving, hindi mo siya ma-appreciate. Meron talagang preference ang bawat tao. I think the importance of that and knowing it in this generation is because ang dami ng option to please your partner.
And I think kailangan mo lang din ma-validate yung feelings ng isang tao. For example, if may problem siya, kailangan mo lang siyang i-support. So that's already acts of affirmation or acts of service. Madaming ways to do that, but always remember yung love languages natin.
Be an expert of the love language ng partner mo and then strategize yung mga expressions of love mo in that way.
How do you know when to quit? If it's already affecting your mental health.
Kapag nakikita mo na yung partner mo na wala ng respect, ibig sabihin iniinsulto ka na, tapos kapag tinatry mong mag-communicate, para na silang bato na hindi mo makausap.
Dapat meron kang boundaries at saka meron kang ultimatum sa sarili mo na pag nagawa ko na to, last straw na to.
Like everyday kang nagkakaroon ng anxiety, everyday kang nag-iisip na parang simpleng actions lang nung partner mo, pag-iisipan mo na siya ng masama.
At saka mararamdaman mo yun. It's either mag-fade yung feeling, yung being in love, or parang naawa ka na sa sarili mo. Pag na-feel mo na yung self-pity, doon ka na magkukwit.
Sabi nga nila, it's okay to give up in a relationship. Wag lang sabay. It's something na pareho kayo agrees that our relationship is no good anymore. Ultimately, you will know when it's time to quit. Kapag sa future mo, parang mas masaya, mas magaan, and mas peaceful yung life mo pag wala sila.
Or probably, you can still stay with that person if you can work things out. And if you think na kaya mo pang bigyan ng solusyon, kaya niyo pang i-resolve yung problem, then stay.
Naiisip mo naman yung paghihiwalay nyo is maybe because of temporary emotions or something that's fixable, then it's worth a try. So ultimately, you want to find a partner that brings peace in your life. But if you still feel that that person is your source of love, source of peace, source of stability, it's worth fighting for. Kasi mahirap makahanap ng ganyang partner.
I think my advice to people na gustong maging better lover is just to improve yourself. If you feel like may self-awareness ka na parang mali yung ginagawa ko, then you can ask your partner what you guys would do to improve on it.
One piece of advice siguro, win or lose in a relationship, as long as nag-take ka ng risk, hindi siya fail. Magiging fail lang siya if wala kang talagang ginawang effort at all.
So this may be a science-based advice. In order to keep a happy and healthy relationship, you have to make sure na meron kayong healthy ratio between a happy memory and a bad memory. A healthy ratio is 1:5. For every conflict, misunderstanding, or bad experiences that you have, kung kaya nyong bawiin yon ng 5 beses, you invest in each other, you make each other happy, then that is a healthy ratio. Just look at it as, mas marami ba yung good, healthy, happy memory namin than the toxic, noisy, chaotic one. Believe that love will come in your life. Because even scientists would say, people who are positive about finding love, they are the ones who find love, compared to those people who have a very negative notion about love. So, totoo yung sabi nila na habang may buhay, may pag-asa sa pag-ibig.